I'm going to show you how to make a bracelet using the crystal Regaliz leather. It is a little trickier because of the crystals and some other things with it. So there's a couple tricks to know to make a bracelet using the crystal leather. First of all, none of our spacers will work, and that's because the crystals are kind of pop up a little bit, and then because of the divot they've made in the leather, it kind of squishes it out a little bit, so it's making it a little bit wide. But the clasp will work and fit on it. We just have to do a little bit of a trick to get that to happen. And I'm going to cut my leather to 7 inches here. And it's a little tricky. Just cut straight down using a box cutter. Now that I have that cut, it's going to be really pretty, but like I said, it's, you know, as anything with the bling, you gotta work for it a little bit. So I've already made some prep work on the one end, and basically what I did was I removed one crystal and then I've trimmed the corners just a little bit so that I can get the clasp to fit in there. And once you do that, you're good to go, but that's part of the trick, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm using the magnetic clasp, which once we get it on there, as you can see, I just can't, no matter what I do, it just doesn't want to go in there snugly, so I can get it in. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the last crystal and trim up the corners a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim, and so I go back to my ruler and get my box cutter, and I'm just going to make a really as close, you know, not a lot, but just a little bit of a trim. I've just basically trimmed off just a teeny tiny little piece. I'm almost making kind of like a needle point. And then I'm going to just do the other corner like that. So now I've got basically it's, you know, I've kind of angled it. So now it's going on there a little better, but I'm still fighting it because of the crystal is sticking up out of the top of there. So basically what I can do is you can use your fingernail to get down in there. The crystals are just basically in there on a little metal strip inside. So basically I pull the last one, and then I'm going to take my cutter and I'm going to basically just cut. Oh, there we go. Line over across the room. So now I should be able to get my clasp in there. And it's still fighting me a little bit because I've got a little bit of a corner that's not quite, because when I cut it, it's hard to cut it really smoothly. So I'm going to use my nail file or some real fine sandpaper and just basically kind of smooth that out a little bit. And then hopefully, so there, that's going on there. Now let's see if I can get the other side in. Oh, we're good. Okay, so now I just need a little bit of glue, and we recommend the Super New Glue, which works great for metal and leather. And you just need a little bit, and basically what I do is just put it in the other trick is now that you have that on, take it apart. And so now I know that when I glue it, I want to glue it so that the magnet is facing down on the longer side, and then the side that has the little clip in, I want the magnet to face up. So that one I'm going to just set down that way so I know that's how it needs to go. And then this one I'm going to pull off and put a little bit of glue in there. And then I want the magnet up on this piece. And basically hold that on there for just a second. This glue sets up really quick, so that's the good thing, but it also can cause you trouble if you don't quite get your clasp on there right. And then again, on this piece I want the magnet down. So I'm going to put some glue. And make sure the magnet's down. Get that in there. Like I said, it's a little tough, but once you get it done, it's going to look it's a really fun little bracelet. So I'm going to wait a minute few seconds here for it to set up before I put it together. And there you go.